Let's get in.
Yeah. Sorry, dude. Whew, man. What a weekend.
I missed you last week.
Dude, yeah. I do,
How was the mission to save the world?
Well, I didn't save the world, but, you know, I'm back. What's up, guys? This is Brian.
Jesse.
You're watching MMA the hard way.
In the car.
We're going to recap UFC on FX7. Took place last Saturday. Gosh, we had a good weekend.
Yeah.
First you got Belfort on Thursday, then you got free UFC on Saturday night.
And you know what? Not to divert from the UFC, the Bellator did deliver. It was really good fights. You know, I saw one of my favorite fighters, you know, Babalu just went down. But that's another conversation for another time.
Yep.
So let's just break it down. What happened this
this
weekend?
We only had one fight on Facebook this time.
Opposed to the multiple that they have, and sometimes they're really good fights too that we miss.
Yep.
Francisco Trinaldo took out CJ Keith. So I think
that CJ Keith's probably going to get his walking papers.
You were saying that
chopping block.
Yeah. After 3, that's the miserable number, as they say.
Yeah.
Next is I might need help with his name, Ildemar Alcantara.
Not bad.
Got it against Wagner Prado.
Yeah.
Another one.
Light heavies.
Wagner's gonna be once again probably too.
Yeah, you know, here's my thing. I feel sorry for Prado's next opponent because whether it's in the UFC or it's ends up in some regional thing, that dude is gonna cut someone's head off with his hands.
He's gonna scare some people.
He's one of those guys that's just a total terror, but he's been neutralized.
I don't know if it's maybe just his rhythm or his timing, or maybe just they say there's no free fights in the UFC.
Yeah, I mean when your debut is against Phil Davis, you got to be hyped up.
That's gonna put a name for yourself if you take someone like that out.
Yeah.
And next is Ildemar's brother, Yuri Alcantara versus Pedro Nombre.
Yeah, I thought it was cool that the Alcantara brothers. Yeah. It's the 10th time we've seen brothers fight on the same card in the UFC. They noted that, but the thing is that these guys, they don't sit there and hold their head and like when they're walking back to the locker room. It doesn't matter if your arm's hanging off. You're not holding it.
No.
So it was just like, what's up with this? It's like he's just acting.
Everyone's saying that he just made himself look really bad. We're talking about Pedro himself.
Yeah.
He just looked really bad.
I meant Pedro Nombre.
Oh. Yeah. And basically, even though I think the replays were showing that nothing was really hitting.
He never got hit in the back.
Just
of the
almost
head.
reminds me of the Josh Koscheck eye poke that never happened. Then up next was Edson Barboza versus Lucas Martins. Now
Barboza, boy.
But
he's got that
5-1.
killer. Spinning back kick knockout of Terry Edelman that's always on his highlight reel.
It's still highlight reel, and that was a pretty good fight. A lot of back and forth.
The Brazilians did not disappoint.
No,
I'll tell you, there's something about being in Brazil that just makes it all awesome.
Yeah, it kicks it up a notch. Next was Nick Lentz versus Diego Nunes.
Yeah,
and this was what you call the.
I said that he fidgetized.
Yeah, I think he was. Maybe he was just scared of to really exchange with Diego, or I don't know.
Nick Lentz said that his game plan was pressure, and he did. He was stuck to him like glue.
Yeah, he would not let go. He would not give him some breathing room or some.
I didn't think it was a bad fight at all. Normally, when guys clinch and do all that stuff, I'm like
they were busy. No. They stayed busy.
Yeah, and they kind of went everywhere. And when Nunez had his moments, he'd try, but yeah. Nick Lentz very good performance.
Then there's Ronnie Marks versus Andrew Craig.
Yeah, went a little back and forth. It's middleweight. Wasn't that middleweight? I think that was middleweight.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, and Ronnie Marks just basically outpointed him.
You're saying now that I think he's like 3-0 now, or
yeah, and it wasn't an impressive win, but
it was a win.
It was a win.
Yeah. And it wasn't a boring fight. It was not a boring fight. Then
they'll probably give him someone that's a little bit more challenging next time.
Probably someone much more maybe test of striking. Godfredo Pipi versus Milton Vieira. That's
that was a really good fight, actually. And I mean, I didn't even know that Milton Vieira
I was about to say,
invented the anaconda choke.
Yeah.
Whoa, I mean, that's pretty.
That's
cool.
pretty cool to have a choke that you come up with a choke, and everyone. It's a very popular choke.
Yeah.
Then we're gonna go up to the.
But when even though Viana didn't win, they were really booing. I mean, they're both Brazilians.
But I think it has some. There must be some kind of a storyline or something, because I didn't get it either when they were booing. I'm like, whoa, they're both Brazilians. It's not. Yeah.
Whenever it's not a clear win, I guess you're just gonna get that.
They're very vocal. They will tell you. Americans will be vocal, but the Brazilians just they take it up to the next level on when they don't like a decision or whatnot.
Yeah.
Then next were the main cards. In no particular order. There was CB Dalloway. I cannot pronounce his last name. Safadine, I believe. The stocky Brazilian.
Yes.
I'll just call him that. CB Dalloway just kept him at bay with that jab, and his face was destroyed for the night. He could not. He was trying to take. I'm
not a big CB Dalloway fan, but I was impressed. He was really impressed. I think he just had to. He was getting his ass handed to him. I think Munoz shut him down. I'm pretty sure, and
he was CB Dalloway. I mean, he had really good takedown defense. He wasn't taken down. And it was a really good fight. It was split
decision. At the end of the fight, I went, "Wow, that was actually a really good fight."
Yeah, it was. Then there was, of course, Khabib beats Tavares.
Oh yeah, Khabib, the Russian. Yeah. That kid, he's 19-0.
Oh,
dude,
man.
And he's taken. I think he's already beaten Gleason Tibau. Was his last fight.
He's beaten some legit
guys. Couple of veterans.
Yeah, he's beaten some legit guys.
19-0. He's a lightweight.
Yeah,
he's gonna be. Did you say he called?
He's calling out Nate Diaz now.
Nate Diaz.
He's calling out Nate Diaz, and you know what? Nate's a scrapper. He'll be like, "All right, you want to fight? Let's fight."
Yeah.
Then there was, Gabriel Gonzaga versus Ben Rothwell.
Ben Rothwell, he was very confident.
Yeah.
He's definitely, you could tell he's a lot leaner. What did he say? He lost like 20 pounds.
He lost pounds, but you know what? They still, at points, the fight was really, I don't want to say dragging, but their cardio, their gas tank, they were fighting on heart, which you really can't knock them. They were fighting on heart. They weren't just standing, they were grinding against each other. They were still
Gonzaga
throwing bombs.
I was surprised how focused Gonzaga was on the takedown. I mean, his striking's fine. I don't know why he didn't think he could outstrike.
He was going for his meat and potatoes. He wanted to take it to the ground.
He had a very focused game plan, and I like how he did stick to it. And he's incredible.
Come on, you got a submission in Brazil. What more? And then of course, Bisping, Belfort.
Oh boy, there's nothing I like better than watching Bisping get knocked out.
You know what? Here's the things that I caught on. It was a good fight.
Yeah.
I could tell from the get-go. I said to myself before the bell rang, okay, Bisping's either going to come balls to the wall or he's going to be really temperamental.
Yeah.
He was temperamental. He was, I don't know if he was maybe scared of getting a flurry from the Phenom, but he was very hesitant on pulling the trigger many times.
5-round fight.
Yeah.
And his coach must have told him, feel him out in the first round. See what you can do.
Yeah.
Test out his stand-up.
He even said that too.
Bisping's an excellent kickboxer.
Yeah.
He's a really good kickboxer.
He's underrated as a kickboxer.
European champ. So he knows about head movement.
Everything. His lateral moves. Everything was great. But I think he was really. I saw some of the interviews. He was saying, "I know Belfort's got a couple good rounds. I have to stick with it. Just stay away from those bombs. And then third, fourth, and fifth round, his ass is mine." And I think that's what his game plan. He wanted to coast the first 3 rounds.
He thought he was going to gas out Vitor or something.
And you know what?
Vitor's got all sorts of weapons.
Not only that, but Vitor did not look gassed at all. He looked clean. He wasn't slowing down.
What's going on with Vitor, man? He's like having a second coming.
Well, when the fight, before the fight, when all the fight stuff, the talking before the fight, they were, Bisping was like, "Hey, Vitor, are you on TRT or not? Can't you just answer it?" And Vitor's like, you know what? I don't have to disclose nothing. I could, that's between me, the UFC, and the commission, with Bob, whatever. Even though this isn't it was in Brazil. Yeah. But the funny thing is that after Vitor beat, Bisping, I would have thought, Anderson Silva was right there. Maybe a slight hint, like, hey, I'd like to get another title shot.
He didn't even go there at all.
No, he went straight to John Jones. Now,
get that clown Sonnen out of here.
I can see it two ways. Either he really respects and knows he's not going to be able to take that belt away from Anderson Silva, or he really hates Chael that much.
Yeah, I don't really get it. I mean, I guess we know who the injury replacement is for Chael Sonnen.
Yeah.
Very interested. The fact that you hardly ever see that.
No. I mean, one from another weight class, and I think Vitor's got buyer's remorse. He said he could have broken John Jones' arm, and he just didn't pull the trigger. And you know what? And to his defense, John Jones even said, I knew my arm was going to get snapped.
He was just waiting for it.
He said he already envisioned it. So it was a good fight. I liked the card. It delivered. Yeah. I was really happy with it. A lot more fights coming up up ahead. Yep. So what stood out the most to you?
Well, obviously the fact that Vitor is still a legitimate. I mean,
he's legit.
Bisping has earned his spot as number one contender,
this is his fifth time.
Vitor just it was a significant. He finished him convincingly. Shin to the temple.
Yeah, and then he just you know what? It's
love
funny.
That stuff.
The thing is that what was really amazing too, that before the fight, when they were doing the pre-fight interviews, Vitor's like, he's not going to get that title shot above over me.
I'll put Vitor up against any other middleweight out there right now. I really would. I want to see Chris Weidman. I think Chris Weidman's the number one contender myself. Mm-hmm. After what he did to Mark Munoz.
Oh, yeah.
I got to see Chris Weidman fight somebody that's in the top 5. Please.
Give
that guy a fight. That's what I want to see.
What would be a really good fight? He called him out. Bisping versus Lombard.
That as well, yeah. I mean, definitely.
They have a history together, but
anyway. So Wednesday, hopefully, we're going to be putting together
the next breakdown.
Yeah, we got the Fox. Is it Fox 6? UFC on Fox 6. We were just talking
about that. I get confused. You got Fox Fuel, and
Yeah, but we got the big flyweight. Flyweight champion. That's going to happen this Saturday. So Wednesday we'll be talking about that. We got more YouTube subscribers. Mm-hmm. Thank you very much. We really appreciate that.
Thank you for the Twitter followers too.
Thank you. Oh man, so many great Twitter followers. You're blowing up on Twitter.
Yeah.
Jesse1X01EX on Twitter.
And like I said, you know what? These UFC fighters do respond to the twits. I mean, these guys really
are just so great. I mean, obviously they get paid bonus for having Twitter followers, but the thing is these athletes are they do not forget where they come from.
No, they don't. They don't.
Vanderlei, he says his thing. It says on his Twitter profile. It says, "I don't have fans. I have friends."
That's cool. That's really cool. That's really cool. So I'm looking forward to more fights coming up in the really soon.
There's all sorts of really good stuff on the horizon. We've got a ton of stuff that's happening. They did just they've announced new signings. Mm-hmm. They got 11, I think, guys. The first, that's just the first round of contracts.
A lot of the guys from Strikeforce are coming over.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to Musasi.
Gustafsson Musasi in Sweden.
Yeah, that's
sick.
That's gonna be good.
Oh man, I love that fight.
Dana White said many times, "I want Musasi in the UFC."
Yeah,
he's been wanting him at.
I've been watching that dude for 4 years.
I mean, he goes back. Pride. He goes back. He's legit.
He's legit,
and he's still young.
Yeah,
that's what amazes me. I would have thought his age was like 33, 30. He's like 28, 29. I mean, he's young.
Yep.
So thank you very much. Anyways, guys, we could talk for about MMA here. But we have to go back to work.
All right. So we'll check you out next time. Thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot.